Hey, Dale here on another Friday, and back in a bit more of a familiar environment. For a long time, I was doing these small devotions from this spot, and recently it's been outside a lot more, but I thought I'd come back to this spot today and look again to the scriptures. So let's look at Acts chapter 2 and verse 42, and it says, "And they devoted themselves to the apostles' teaching and the fellowship, to the breaking of bread and prayers." Pretty simple. They devoted themselves to the apostles' teaching and the fellowship, to the breaking of bread and the prayers. I think there's some really important things here. And I did preach on this passage this past Sunday at Cross Life Helensvale, so went a lot more in depth there. But there is the teaching here, and the teaching of the apostles about Jesus, the teaching of the apostles from the Old Testament about what the Lord revealed to them about the Messiah who was to come. So looking through the Old Testament scriptures and seeing what was revealed there about the Messiah, about Jesus himself. I'm sure the apostles were teaching that. They were teaching all that Jesus had commanded them and taught them. I think of the Beatitudes. I think of the whole Sermon on the Mount. I think of all the things that Jesus would have taught them, all the parables, all these things the apostles would have been teaching this early church. And then it says that along with the teaching and the fellowship, and I talked about that word koinonia, that partnership together, that togetherness in the gospel, which of course is very heavy in this part of the end of Acts chapter 2, that togetherness, that being in community with one another, that partnership together for the mission of the gospel. It's more than just gathering together and having a cup of coffee. It is joining together in the mission, and that's what we are all about here at Cross Life, is joining together in this life as we follow Jesus and partnering with each other and with the Lord in what he is doing in and through us as a church and us in everyday life as Christian people in this world on mission for him. So that's exciting. And then the breaking of bread. And sometimes we think of this just as a communion in a communion service. But of course, breaking of bread can be any meal that we take as long as we honor Christ in it and we remember him in it. And so let's break bread together with Christ at our heart and as we discuss and talk the things of God. I love sharing a meal together and encourage you. I'm going to throw this in. Hanno Bester, if you see this, you're going to be really happy. The 2nd of June, be here for a meal for Luke and Bell. We gather as a church community to have a meal together and break bread, and also to discuss the broader mission of our church and of course the broader mission out there in the world. So particularly Luke and Bell Harland, their mission over in Thailand, Chiang Rai, and the way we partner with them, we koinonia with them in that act. And of course here it is also the prayers and how important it is to pray. Prayer is the mission. It's a big part of the mission. And so we need to pray, and we need to be people of prayer. And this should be a defining part of who we are, is that we are people who pray. We are people who are prayerful. We are a prayerful people, and we are a prayer-saturated churches. That's what we want to be. And so I would encourage you to be here tomorrow at Cross Life Helensvale for our National Day of Prayer. We're hosting, along with another couple of churches along the coast, the National Day of Prayer. So from 10 to 4, drop in any time. Join us for some prayer. There'll be some song as well and worship in that, and it'll be a great time together. But these things were really common. There was the apostles' teaching, there was fellowship, and the breaking of bread and the prayers. This is what they devoted themselves as to the early church, and so I encourage us to devote ourselves to these things as well. Bless you. Hope you're having a great day, and hope to catch you sometime soon.